Hoysaleswara Temple. Hoysaleswara Temple, also referred simply as the Halebelu Temple, is a 12th century Hindu temple dedicated to Shiva. It is the largest monument in Halebelu, a town in the state of Karnataka, India, and the former capital of Hoysala Empire. The temple was built on the banks of a large man-made lake and sponsored by King Vishnuvardhana of the Hoysala Empire. Its construction started around 1121 and was completed in 1160. During the early 14th century, Halebedu was twice sacked and plundered by the Muslim armies of the Delhi Sultanate from northern India, and the temple and the capital fell into a state of ruin and neglect. It is 30 kilometers from Azan city and about 210 kilometers from Bangalore. The Hoysaleswara temple is a Shaivism tradition monument, yet reverentially includes many themes from Vaishnavism and Shaktism tradition of Hinduism as well as images from Jainism. The Hoysaleswara temple is a twin temple dedicated to Hoysaleswara and Santaleshwara Shiva Lingas, named after the masculine and feminine aspects, both equal and joined at their transept. It has two Nandi shrines outside, where each seated Nandi faces the respective Shivalinga inside. The temple includes a smaller sanctum for the Hindu sun god Surya. It once had superstructure towers but no longer, and the temple looks flat. The temple faces east, though the monument is presently visited from the north side. Both the main temples and the Nandi shrines are based on a square plan. The temple was carved from soapstone. It is notable for its sculptures, intricate reliefs, detailed friezes, as well its history. Iconography, inscriptions in North Indian and South Indian scripts. The temple artwork provides a pictorial window into the life and culture in the 12th century South India. About 340 large reliefs depict the Hindu theology and associated legends. Numerous smaller friezes narrate Hindu texts such as the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Bhagavata Purana. Some friezes below large reliefs portray its narrative episodes. The artwork in Hoysaleswara temple is damaged but largely intact. Within a few kilometers of the temple are numerous ruins of Hoysala architecture. The temple, along with the nearby Jain Basadi complex and the Kedareshwara temple, as well as the Keshava temple in Belur, have been proposed to be listed under UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Hoysala period of South Indian history began about 1000th century and continued through 1346 century. In this period, they built around 1500 temples in 958 centers. Halebedu was originally called Dwarasamudra in its inscriptions, possibly derived from Dwarasamudra, Sanskrit word Dwara, gateway, door, and Samudra, ocean, sea, large water body. The capital used to be Belur, Karnataka. But Dwarasamudra became the established capital under the king Vishnuvardhana and served as the capital of the Hoysala Empire for nearly 300 years. Unlike other Hoysala temples that have survived into the modern age, and despite numerous inscriptions in the temple premises, the Hoysaleswara temple lacks a dedication inscription. It is likely lost along with the many other features of the original temple. An inscription found about 5 kilometers from the temple site near the Kaleshwara temple ruins in Kattadahalli, states that Ketamalla, officer in the employ of King Vishnuvardhana, constructed this temple. It also notes that the king made grant of lands to support the construction, the operation and the maintenance of the Shiva temple in Saga 1043 or 1121. It was not the only temple built in that era. The inscriptions suggest that the capital consisted of numerous other temples. Both of Hinduism and Jainism traditions, along with the step-wells, ponds and mandapas, public halls, in the vicinity of the large Dwarasamudra lake. It is the largest temple built by the Hoysalas that is dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva in the South India. The Hoysala Empire and its capital, Dwarasamudra, was invaded, plundered and destroyed in early 14th century by the Delhi Sultanate armies of Alauddin Khilji, with Belur and Halebidu becoming the target of plunder and destruction in 1326 by another Delhi Sultanate army of Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The territory was taken over by the Vijayanagara Empire. The Hoysala kingdom, states James C. Hurley, came to an end in the mid-14th century, when King Balala III was killed in a war with the Muslim army of Madurai Sultanate. Dwarasamudra and its temples became ruins. The capital abandoned and the site became known as Halebidu, literally old camp or capital. About 300 of the original Hoysala Empire temples survive in different states of damage scattered around Karnataka. Of these states, hardly about 70 had been studied to varying degrees of detail by 1995. With the defeat of Tipu Sultan in 1799, Mysore came under the influence of the colonial British rule and scholarship. The Hoysaleswara temple ruins were among the earliest surveyed, then earliest photographed in the 1850s, and the subject of several rounds of goodwill repairs and restoration that lacked thorough documentation. Ruined panels from other temples were reused here to cover the Nandi Mandapa, parts of friezes used to repair the plinth. Thus, the Hoysaleswara temple, as it is surveys in the contemporary era, is a composite of the original Hindu temple architecture and design that was open, to which stone screens with outer walls and doors were added by the 14th century, whose crowning towers, Shikhara, have been lost, and whose ruins were repaired and restored many times in the 19th and 20th century. From Wikipedia. Description from Wikipedia. Artists. Numerous temple artwork panels contain signatures or statements by the artists of the guild they belonged to, and these are usually at the artwork's pedestal underneath. The most repeated names of artists found at the Hoysaleswara temple include Mani Balaki, Mabala, Ballana, Bochana, Ketana, Bama, Balaki, and Rivoja. The guilds can be identified by the organization's icon marked and names inscribed, such as Agni Indra, Indra Paduka, Literature West, and Paduvala
അവർ കാട്ടും വഴിയേ നടന്നും അവരേറ്റും തിടമ്പു ചുമന്നും അവർ കൊട്ടുന്ന മേളങ്ങളേറ്റും നിലവിൽ മേലോട്ടുയർന്ന